Hi again. Today I want to introduce to you a lovely simple breathing technique that will help to balance you out a little bit. And like any of the breathing techniques, when you start deep breathing, it automatically taps into the part of you, it's called the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest and digest kind of relaxing part of you that it helps just if you're feeling any anxiety or stress, any kind of deep breathing where you're into your belly and into the deepest part of your lungs will help to just bring and bring your nervous system down, regulate your nervous system and help you be a little bit calmer. So then you can think straight and all those other things that you probably struggle to do if you're feeling anxious or overwhelmed or stressed in any way. So to begin with, I'm sitting at the moment, as I always do. If I sit cross-legged, I sit on like a block, or you can use a book, so that I can I sit on the edge of it, on the edge of the long side, so that it can just tip my pelvis forward a little bit. Can you see if I sit right on it or on the floor, I tend to slump and then it rounds my shoulders, and that's really bad for your posture, and then you can't breathe properly anyway. If I come to the front, it just tilts my hips forward, tips them forward. So then I suddenly feel a lot straighter and a lot more comfortable. But equally, if cross-legged isn't for you, and not everybody can sit comfortably cross-legged, you can always either sit on a chair for this, or if you want to sit kneeling and perhaps put a cushion or something squashy under your heels, you could sit like this. But again, make sure that you're just not slumping. So if you sat kneeling, make sure you're again tipping your pelvis rather than having it. Can you see how it tips back and you slump? You tilt it forward and suddenly you become a little bit straighter, more aligned. So choose your seated position of choice. I'm going to sit back down on my bottom and come back to cross legs. But as I say, and you can change if you want halfway through, that's absolutely fine. Just get comfortable. That's the important thing. Bring the hands onto the knees, and to begin with, we're just going to take some nice gentle head rolls. So it's a breathing technique, but I'm also going to pepper it with a few moves, so you don't get, if you're not used to breathing exercises, your mind might be going, oh, this is a bit boring, I want to just move on. So we're going to do a little bit of movement in between. So head rolls to begin with, so dropping the ear down to the shoulder, and then just turning the head to look diagonally down at your knee and rolling the head forwards, looking over to the opposite knee, and then literally turning your head so that the ear's towards the shoulder. And then if you want to take a little circle behind, you can, and go the other way. And I'm just showing you some techniques. So if you want to spend longer doing this, you can just take your time here with the head rolls and the head and neck rolls, because that also starts to relax you if you've been doing too much computer work or your phone, or this is quite nice also. And then let's get into the shoulders. So start rolling the shoulders back and down. And when you're doing this, I want you to sort of think about, rather than thinking about it's your shoulder bone that's going up and back, really think about, your shoulder blades, your scapula at the back. Think about them moving almost like big circles around, getting this range of motion. So you are taking it up, but as I go back, I feel like I'm sliding them down my back and bringing them forward. So maybe you can imagine you've got big angel wings and you're spreading them out, bringing them in, and then go the other way. So this is just getting us to be a bit more comfortable before we do the breathing practice. Just a few more. Try and think of yourself as just unfolding your wings. And then sitting comfortably. So alternate nostril breathing. We're just going to do it simply today, and we're just going to take one nostril at a time. So I'm going to forget that it's the mirror image. I'm going to start with the right hand. Oh dear. And I'm going to block my right nostril. So you can use your thumb, or you can just press your fingers against it. Okay, it's quite nice if you close your eyes, but I realize the first time you're doing this, you're probably going to be watching me. So in future, once you get used to it, then try and close the eyes. It just gets you a bit more, inward. It makes you just go more introspective. So I would normally close my eyes and close this nostril. And what I'm going to do is, for now, I'm just breathing in and out of my right nostril really slowly. So I realized I said right when it's the mirror image. So I'm effectively closing the right and breathing in and out through my left nostril. And as you exhale, see if you can almost follow that breath down into that left lung. So that is the side that we're concentrating on. And some people like to visualize kind of imagery, some pictures, maybe a nice image, some flowers or birds or something as you're breathing in and out of this nostril and into this lung. And some just like to think of your anatomy of your body. Just think about how the air comes in and down the trachea, down here into your lung. As you inhale, feel how the ribs expand. Almost feel like you're massaging inside of your ribs with your breath. And exhaling, feel how the ribs just gently move back in towards the spine. So again, when you're on your own, you can take as long as you want from each side, and just try not to panic. Sometimes people think, oh, if you've got, especially if you've blocked more on one side, could be blocked on this side and it's quite hard. Just be gentle, be kind, no judging. And then after you've done this as long as you want, then just release the hand. And you're going to take 2 deep centering breaths. So filling your body from both nostrils. And as you inhale in, feel like your energy moves downwards towards the earth, almost elongating you. And as you exhale deeply and for longer, feel that the energy rises up towards the sky. Take another deep breath here. Fill the belly on the inhale. Maybe even just put your hands on it. The breath is rising up, but it's a grounding feeling. And as you exhale, so you're emptying your lungs, but it's as if the energy moves up. And then from here, we're just going to take some nice side to side movements. So bringing the arm up and over, and this is very gentle. It's not about trying to reach over as far as you possibly can, not at all. Think as you come over to each side, think about gravity and how it almost just lets your body fall towards the floor. And over. So it's almost like a wave. You're coming up on the inhale and down on the exhale. Just a softening movement. Breathing into your lungs, into your ribs. And then coming back to center. And this time we're going to use the same hand but we're going to block the opposite nostril. So I'm going to block the left nostril. And if you feel like your hand is heavy, your arm's heavy, you can just hold your elbow. And I'm just going to block it this time on the left side. And I'm going to inhale and exhale slowly through the right nostril, but importantly, trying to visualize this breath filling the right lung. And taking deep inhales again. It's nice to close the eyes. So your right lung has got 3 lobes as compared to your left lungs that only got 2 lobes. So maybe that helps you picture things, visualize things, or maybe again you're visualizing some sun or some light going in there, or flowers opening, whatever works for you. So you would do this again for as long as it's comfortable, maybe 10 nice breaths before releasing the hand, just placing one hand on top of the other, on top of your knees or wherever's comfortable. Close the eyes and take those 2 deep centering breaths again. So inhaling through the nose, feel how your whole body rises and expands on the inhale. And exhale, everything releases, everything contracts. See if you can do the same length, the inhale and the exhale. So maybe even count for 4. So inhaling, 2, 3, 4, and exhaling, 2, 3, 4. And this time we're going to place hands on knees, and you can do the same if you're kneeling. And instead of moving our spine side to side, this time think of it moving backwards and forwards. So we go forwards on the inhale. So I'm lifting and opening my chest. And then on the exhale, I'm rounding my back. Maybe it's easy for you to show you from a side view. So on the inhale, kind of imagine like the top of your head and your tailbone, the back here, are almost wanting to meet. And then on the exhale, the head is coming forward, wanting to touch down towards the pelvic area. So rounding the back. Take a few more moves like this. Inhaling, head towards the back of the pelvic area, and exhaling. And again, it doesn't have to be your full force. It doesn't have to be scrunched over as much as you can. Go with the natural movement of your spine. We've all got different amount of mobility in our spine. So go with where you're at. Where you're at will be perfect. Okay. So nice and freeing. You're trying to soften and free up the spine. And then we're going to just do one more breathing practice. We're going to do the 2 together. So using the same hand. So the thing you've got to remember, because we're going to alternate, is that when you start to block the other nostril is when on the inhale, at the end of the inhale. So we're going to start by, what I usually do is I balance my index finger and my 3rd finger kind of in the middle of my eyebrows there. So then I've got my ring finger, my thumb free to do the blocking of each nostril. If you find a more comfortable way, then go ahead. But this is the way that I find quite comfortable. So we're going to start by closing off the right nostril, and then I'm going to inhale through the left nostril, and then I swap. I close that and I open the right, and I exhale down the right nostril, and then back up the same nostril, not changing over. Inhaling up the right nostril. Now at the end of the inhale, this is where we cross, swap blockages. So block that, open the left, and exhale down the left nostril. Inhale up the left nostril. Close that nostril, open the right, exhale down the right. So just do 2 more of those at your own pace. So remembering the crossover comes at the end of the inhale. That's all you've got to remember here. So it's nice and rhythmic, nice, steady, slow inhale. Swap nostrils and then exhale down the other. Just doing a couple more in your own time. Again, when you're on your own, you could do this for 10 rounds of inhale and exhale. Depends how long you've got. You could do this for the whole thing in 10 minutes, or you could spend half an hour. And then at the end of the next exhale, we're going to take a few centering breaths again. So bring your hands back on your knees and close the eyes and take a big inhale through both nostrils. Fill the body with air. Feel how the shoulders rise, the ribs move out, the back lengthens. And as you exhale, everything softens. Just exhale slowly and feel like it's like almost like your body just comes back into its being. And again, inhaling. Feel that almost that energy pushing down as you're taking the breath in. And as you exhale, I always think it goes up and down my spine. The energy rises up to the crown of my head. And then just to finish, we're going to do a couple of up and downs. So inhaling, lift the arms up towards the ceiling, filling the belly. Exhaling, interlace the fingers at the top. And exhale, so it's like you're pushing the air down all the way to the floor. And then release, and again, inhaling, lift and raise the arms, look towards your hands, interlace the fingers, and then exhale through the nose, pushing the air all the way down. And then just resting your hands on your tummy and just come back to your normal breath, closing the eyes and just feeling the natural rise and fall of your tummy. And that's alternate nostril breathing, which is very lovely to do. It almost feels like it balances you out a little bit. It taps into your parasympathetic nervous system. And sometimes it's quite interesting to do it in a morning when you wake up, because when you start blocking one nostril and then the other, you might notice that sometimes it depends on which side you sleep on when you sleep. But sometimes you can be a bit more blocked on one side than the other, and this is quite nice for helping with that as well. But anyway, hope you enjoy it. See you.